All right, we're going live early, baby. 11:29. Here we go. So, welcome everyone to Saturday morning stream part 3. We're playing Metal Gear Rising. This is I kind of can't explain why I like this game so much, but like, good lord, do I like this game. You can see I have 3 save slots, which each have like 24 hours in them. And there are only 3 because they only give me 3 options, and I've had to like delete them to start playing again. We're just gonna like go from the first level, I think, because the first level is like one of the best opening levels in video games. So, let's go. Honestly, there's just gonna be a little bit of echo on my streams because my room is like very echoey. If it's really bad, I can try and do something else to fix it. But if it just sounds like reverb, then like that's kind of how it's gonna be, and I apologize for that. Chapter 1. Okay, one of the best things about this game, and I will probably talk about it a lot, is the number of difficulties that it has, because because this game has very easy, normal, hard, very hard, and Revengeance. And that's incredible, and every game should have that. And one of the things that I really, really like about having that many difficulties is it gives them kind of some wiggle room in like what's hard about it, because at least in the 2 most difficult ones, very hard is like, you've got a lot of health, everyone else has a lot of health too, fights are just like long. And then in Revengeance, it's like they don't have much health, but you don't have much health either, and so everything's super deadly and will be done in like 3 sword strokes or whatever. And it's so cool that like I've replayed this game like 40 times, and I always have kind of like different options in how to go back to it. And I love that shit. Hey K-Sub, hi everyone in the chat. Talk, ask questions. In the beginning, I'll probably skip some of these cutscenes because there are a lot of cutscenes in the beginning, but like, go ahead. It's always more fun for me when people are talking too. All right, we're skipping ahead a little bit. So, the way the Metal Gear Rising works is it's like a combo-focused game, kind of like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry or whatever. But then you can also, like, especially at, you know, after counters or whatever, you can kind of pause time and just rip dudes apart. And you can't do it in the first level, but in later levels, you can rip them apart, and then you can reach in, grab their spine, pull it out, and drink the Gatorade for the health. Also, everyone, please tell me the sound levels for this. It's really important that the music of the game comes through, because the music in this game is maybe the best part, but I also don't want it to be drowning out my voice. Alright, we're just gonna run past these goons and kind of get to the good part. Oh, an essay on vengeance and justice this morning. Very good. I would love to read that. Okay, here we go. Remember how in every other Metal Gear game you spent, like, your entire playthrough working up to a Metal Gear fight? Not here, baby. Here it is the tutorial. I would love a sequel to this game so much. Like, I might prefer it to Bayonetta 3, and I absolutely love Bayonetta. I just feel like a sequel to this could do so much. So this is a game that I kind of like forget how violent it is because I've just played it so many times, and it's like, oh yeah, it has stuff like that just all the time. This dude, the big guy with the scissors, a sundowner, later in the game, he says, actually, later in this level, he says, "Give war a chance!" And I love that line because it was also said by a New York Times, like, op-ed writer a couple weeks ago, and everyone immediately pointed out, like, hey, this is... You're a fucking Metal Gear Rising villain. Look, rules of the stream is you can say rules of nature whenever you want. That's part of playing Metal Gear Rising. Okay, this is...
Nothing personal, of course.
I just want to get to the fight where I just want to get to the part where I'm fighting Metal Gear Ray. But I also want to see the cutscenes. It's just standing right over there.
A clean break from the war.
So this is how, and this game starts, Raiden is kind of decked out in his, like, Metal Gear Solid 4 outfit. But then after this level, he'll, like, pretty much completely change outfits. And they're all so goofy looking. Like, every single one is a different kind of ridiculous.
Don't worry now. I won't. Not while he's still useful. So long.
Alright, here we go. Now we're getting started in true form. God, this is so... I just love the, like... just the balls to start a game like this. It's kind of like God of War openings, like in God of War 2 when you fight the Colossus of Rhodes. But honestly, like, for me even more so, because it's really not that scripted. It's just like, fight this robot. Slice it up a bunch. I do like this boss because there are a lot of things that, like, on your first run through, you probably won't know you can counter. And so in your subsequent playthroughs, you can actually, like, do a lot more with it. Oh, but not that. So right now, we're just kind of, we're trying to attack his feet to get his armor down. So for those of you who haven't played this game, one, welcome to, like, the best game of all time. But also, the reason that everyone keeps saying rules of nature in the chat is because this game has just an unbelievably good dynamic soundtrack where, like, it will change based on what you're doing, and it's coordinated to, like, there are parts of the fight where the songs will suddenly start having lyrics, and the one in this is the best, and I'll turn it up slightly before it happens because it's like it's so good. But you counter a big blade, and this kind of like this music that I would never listen to otherwise just fits so perfectly in with this scene. Alright, here we go. So he jumps over here. Hold on. I'm gonna pause this and turn it up just so everyone can really appreciate it. There you go. That's the best video game moment of the past decade.
He's on the other side of that
God, this game's so good. To answer some questions from the chat, I haven't played Astral Chain yet. I'm really interested. I mean, I absolutely love Platinum, so, like, it makes sense for a game that I would love. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going on some work trips, and so I might need some games for my Switch, and so that definitely seems like a good time to pick up Astral Chain.
There, get it. Use your ninja van to move over obstacles.
And the cool thing is, like, Rules of Nature is the one that everyone talks about, but, like, pretty much every boss has its own soundtrack that's, like, coordinated to the music and everything. And it makes the fights feel so, like, epic in this game. Like, you really feel like you're kind of playing through a movie scene. And here it comes. He's back again. Alright, so now we're back with the big boy, part 2. Oh. I always get hit by that. So this fight, too, has a lot of attacks that, like, you wouldn't expect you could counter, but you can. And it's like, really, this is a game that, like, you know, it is a mechanics-based game first and kind of logic, you know, 17th. So it, like, for almost every situation, the game gives you, like, an answer to it. And it's like, does that make it absurd? For sure, but, like, especially on replays, it's such a joy to just, like, use all your learned skills to, like, just tear through it. Another thing that I like about this game is, and this is definitely something that I would understand if people weren't into, but is that you don't really memorize combos in the way that you would in, like, a Devil May Cry or a Bayonetta. Like, it feels really freeform. You know, I've played this enough that I know it's like, okay, if I press Y now, he'll just start using his feet, and then he'll use his hands and whatever. Here we go. Look at this shit. Why doesn't every video game do this? It does kind of set an impossible standard for the rest of the game to just, like, start out this big. But at the same time, like, can you fault them? Cool, put the sword away. That's just like a whole Metal Gear game. Like, Snake spends fucking 30 hours trying to do what Raiden did in 5 minutes. Yeah, I do have a little echo. Like, it's just, one day I'll soundproof this room and there will be less reverb. But I think until then, I'm not sure there's much I can do about it. Alright, so this guy just jumps on a train, and everyone's like, well, he's on a train, we can't stop him now. Raiden drifts around the corner. Now this game, if anyone was paying attention, like, when it came out and before it came out, had a real treble development cycle, where it was originally, like, a Kojima game and, like, a Konami game. And there was this, like, really enigmatic trailer that came out that basically made it look like a stealth game which I think was the intention. Where Raiden was kind of like sneaking around and would just like jump out slowly, or like jump out from the shadows and kill someone really quick. And that game was just kind of in development forever. Alright, I'm gonna skip this. He kills the guy. Sorry, everyone. And now we're in a fight that we have to lose with Sam. This is one of those classic video game supposed to lose moments. I wish you could win this fight, kind of like in Sekiro or Demon Souls or whatever. But it's like you have no chance. Like he just destroys you no matter how good you actually are. Jetstream Sam, who we're fighting now, also has an amazing musical theme, and there's DLC where you can play as him, and he like fights completely differently, and that's really cool too. This is such a slick move. Well, I mean that's a slick move, but it gets even better.
Bathe in the blood of your enemies, but you hold it back. No. My sword is a tool of justice.
My sword is a tool of justice. Honestly, Platinum is one of the only studios that I don't mind when they just have, like, long, action-y cutscenes. Because they're just so well directed. Okay, this is the slick part. Look at this. He holsters his gun, or he holsters his sword, and then he shoots it out like a gun. And Raiden is fucking toast, dude. I really liked Resistance Void Vector. Resistance 3, actually, is like a really good game that almost no one talks about, or I don't remember hearing many people talk about. It doesn't really have a cultural legacy. But yeah, I like that series a lot.
Clear up the tunnel. Just hang on.
Do you want to practice first?
Alright, just do it. He just poked me in the eye.
This is all the Ripper has to offer.
Alright, that's it.
This is what happens when you bring a tool to a sword fight.
Yeah, so Raiden's gotta lose everything first.
It's over.
And then he gains it all back in the end by fighting a senator.
Lucky devil.
Yeah, what NT just pointed out in the chat, which is spoilers, but like this is not a game that you would necessarily play for the story. In the DLC, you play as Jetstream Sam, excuse me, and everyone in this game has like, you know, they're genetically enhanced and they got like nanomachines or, you know, cybernetic parts or whatever. It's just kind of like how the game is. And then Sam reveals that, like, no, he actually doesn't have any parts. He's just like a guy who's really good at fighting and mad. And I love that. Alright. So now this is like the real first level, which is good because now, oh, we've got our... Okay, I'm gonna try to counter... Okay, so the way that the game works really is not by me getting my ass kicked, but you can slice guys in half and then pull out their spine and then eat their spine and use it to get juice. And the juice is good. You want juice. So since I'm playing on like New Game Plus, I have, as well as the normal sword, I get weapons that you get later on in the game. And the best weapon is this giant pole arm thing, which if you look is actually made out of like little hands holding each other, which is so cool. And if you spin around, you can do that. How about that, huh? It's pretty neat. The biggest problem with this game, I would say, at least in terms of like the combat, is you can't switch weapons on the fly. You have to like pause it every time. And all of the weapons seem like they're really designed for like specific situations, and so it seems like you should just be able to like push a direction on the D-pad and get them, but you can't. You have to like stop the whole game and do it, and it just sucks. I think it would be way improved.
Excellent rider.
You gotta get the juice. So yeah, there are many things that I think could be improved in a sequel to this, but like, it's just because everything is like so close to being perfect in the first game. Also, stealth, it doesn't matter if you're sprinting, which I love. You just like walk right up to the dudes. Get the juice. So these normal dudes, you don't even need to like weaken them up first. You can just kind of slice right through them immediately. And also, I have way more sword energy than you normally would at this point in the game, and so these first couple levels are like real easy. But they ramp it up in some interesting ways. Oh, we've got these cow things that first showed up in Metal Gear Solid 4. I love the, like, weirdness of this design. Just, like, what a thing to put in your game. Oh. So all the enemies have pretty clear tells. You can counter all of them, and if you get like a kind of super counter like that, then you can just like rip them apart right away. I've got almost all of the upgrades. I don't think I have like, you see I'm at like 190% health. I'm sure I could get up to 200 if I had everything, but just kind of like, you know, I don't need to get that much. Also, hey, I should mention, I think it says it at the, it says it in red, terrible choice by me, at the bottom of the screen, but I think I got the super chats successfully set up on this, and any super chats, of course, I will, like, extra respond to and be happy about, but also I'm going to donate everything to the Orange County Rape Crisis Center. So, this is not a charity stream per se, but, why not give to charity if I have the chance? That was a stealth kill, so this guy still didn't hear me. You know when the giant tank explodes next to you, but it does it stealthily so you don't hear it? I'm not sure if we'll make it to Monsoon. Possibly. We'll definitely see a couple good bosses. This is a canon Metal Gear game, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, proper is a loaded term. But I'm pretty sure it's, like... Okay, weird stuff going on with the camera here. Every move in this game is just so unbelievably over the top. One of the things that they showed in the original trailer is a scene where They just, like, very delicately cut up a watermelon into, like, a bunch of different pieces. And you can still do that here. Okay, that's not a good demonstration because they just stay where they are. But especially on the PC, you can cut things into, like, a billion little pieces. And they all stay there in a just kind of crumpled heap of geometry. Oh, okay. Here's a good boss. Get ready, everyone. You ever fight a wolf? Well, that's boring. And so we've got to amp it up a little for Metal Gear Rising.
Greetings, cyborg. Show yourself.
Look at that. It cuts off the tip of his chin. I love this idea of just, like, you saw through an entire hallway, and then the hallway just falls down. Chainsaw Wolf, baby! Better than a wolf with a sword.
I am IF prototype LQ84I.
I'm a wolf with a chainsaw, and we're gonna have a philosophical conversation. Another good song. This is a sticking point in this game for a lot of people, because more than any other fight so far, you really need to know how to counter for this one. And the countering mechanic is not hard in this game, but it is kind of unusual. And you can just, like, get a pretty long way without understanding how to do it. And so a lot of people would, like, get to here, and then kind of realize that they didn't know how to do one of the main things in the game, and then kind of be stuck.
I will exterminate your consciousness.
There we go. We landed a solid counter on him, which did, like, 30% of his health. Oh, I guess my face is probably over the health bar, so you can't see how well he's doing. Just rest assured that we messed him up. Alright. Oh. Whoops. I'm definitely not gonna finish this today. You could finish this game in, like, a couple sittings. I'm just not a marathon streamer. I don't have quite the endurance yet. Alright. And now we just chop him up. And now he falls into a bunch of little wolf parts.
Nation, ensure freedom. Obey directive. Must obey directive. Freedom. What would an AI know about freedom?
What would an AI know about freedom? Ryan is very, like, judgmental in this game. He's really like, no, I'm the smart cyborg ninja, and all of you guys, you don't have it quite figured out. Alright, we just want to counter these guys. Come on. There's, like, a perfect counter where he'll automatically retaliate, but it's pretty... There we go. The timing's pretty exact on it. Come on. Okay, well, this is a good chance to show off something else, which is the the big scissors that you get later in the game. Dead enough? And we've got kind of like a... I think it might be impossible to fail this QTE as long as you don't run, like, backwards. For some reason, I really don't mind the QTEs as much in this game as I do in other games. Maybe just because they're quick. They're quick and they're hard to fail, so it's not like it's gonna set you back a long ways. Alright, now we fight a helicopter. And one of the things that I can show off now, just because this is kind of a boring fight, oops, is Jack the Ripper mode, which is another thing that you would normally unlock much later in the game. But basically, it means that you just, like... Let's see. Here, actually, we can do a couple things here. We can zoom on up to this. And then just activate Ripper mode, and then we just, like, kill it instantly. It's so strong that I think it actually makes the game kind of not fun, and so usually I don't play with it. Your cat Amelia Earhart says hi. That is an adorable name for a cat. Alright, now we got some wing boys up here. One down. There are these hostages that I never save, and I'm sorry, but look, this game is not about saving hostages, that's all I'll say. So one kind of weird thing about the game is that when you go into that blade mode, you can just press X or Y to do, like, to do a vertical or a horizontal slice, and you can also aim manually, but you really never have to aim manually until the very last boss, in which it's, like, essential. And so you can get, like, all the way to the end, and then at least I did, like had to, like, learn a completely new skill at a really difficult place.
Most likely it opens only if you have the right ID data stored in your left tab.
So, this is a good part of the game, in which we have to find a key, and the key is actually just a dude's arm. And so we're gonna run back, and we're gonna pick up the arm. Oh, I wish I didn't get seen there. He still hasn't seen me. Okay, good. This is the guy with the arm. And so we cut through. And there's his arm. And now we got the hand, which is the key to the next thing. And just activate Ripper mode there to basically skip everything. Yeah, it is important when you're fighting Sundowner as well. Yeah, there are a couple times where you have to hit really specific points with your blade mode. And it's just like a different kind of skill than the rest of the game. So how are you guys doing? How's the week been? Anything exciting happen? I had a kind of bleak week. I'm very happy to be playing this game because it's kind of like a comfort food game for me. Kind of like Resident Evil 4, and that just like I could just play this game like 10 times in a row and never get bored of it. And in fact, I believe I have. Let's see, what are we up to now? We got a big power plant off in the distance. This is where we fight A lady with a lot of arms, but not in the way that you would expect. We have stereotypical Russian guy. Really, everyone is represented here. Stealth of this dude. I love how not stealthy the stealth is. It's really incredible. It's like, imagine that not being heard from like a mile in every direction. Ooh, did we sneak around this guy? I kind of don't think I've ever done that. I don't know if we can sneak up on everyone here. Fully stealthing an area in this game is so, like, antithetical to what I think of this game as being. Oh, we almost got it. So when an area of the enemy turns blue, you can cut that part individually up. And so sometimes it's really useful, especially on harder difficulties, to like... Oh, Cobalt, thank you so much. The Beginner's Guide is one of my favorite games ever. Like top 5 games, probably. I cannot express how much I love that game. So yes, I have played it. It's something that I would love to write about, but also I feel like there have been so many smart people who have already written about it that it's, you know, it's hard for me to kind of like think of a unique take. Wow. Just cut everyone in half there. But good lord, I love the Beginner's Guide. And Ian Danskin's video on it, Innuendo Studios, Beginner's Guide video, is one of his best, in my opinion. So if you have played it and not watched that, do that stuff.
You can engage if you wish. It is your choice. Right. The cliff is just ahead at the end of the beyond. So no, there should. It is probably. Don't.
I'm just fast forwarding through all these codecs. They don't actually talk in like tiny clipped sentences like that. Alright, we'll switch to the polearm here, because one of the things that the polearm is really good at is dealing with, like, a bunch of little guys. And this scene has a bunch of little guys. Sometimes pole dancing is not the answer, but sometimes it is! There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with the polearm, and I'm, like, kind of not literate enough with it to know. But you can get through this game, even, like, the harder levels, not totally knowing how to do everything. But if you really, kind of like Devil May Cry, you know, if you take the time to learn, there's a lot you can do. I haven't played the Shiva yet. I want to, and I'm also, like, scared of kind of point-and-click games, because I'm just, like, I'm so inexperienced with that genre that I worry I would, like, get stuck and it would affect my enjoyment. But, it's a Jewish mystery-solving game. Like, of course I want to play it. Yeah, I really like Celeste. I played that, probably like a year ago at this point. Yeah, I really like games where you just kind of like bash your head into the difficulty until you get better. And this game has moments like that, but Celeste is like all that. Kentucky Route Zero is like one of the biggest kind of holes in my gameplay experience. I know that I would love that game. And for whatever reason, I just haven't like sat down and done it all yet. But I am sure that I would have an amazing time. Wow, we're just getting torn up here. Just think about how many spines that Raiden has drank in the last, like, 15 minutes. This boy is just full to the brim of blue juice. Blue juice. Alright, we're just gonna wait for the alert to run out so I can open this door. Yeah, Celeste's story I really like because it's not, like, it's not complicated. You know, it's not like you're, like, keeping track of lore. You know, it's just, like, it's just really sweet and personal, and I love that stuff. Also the music. I listen to the, like, one of the soundtrack tracks from Celeste is, like, my alarm clock every morning. It's what gets me up. Chariot. Look, dude, I know roguelikes. I love them as much as you. Not as much. I have spent a long time with roguelikes. Okay, here's one of our bosses. She's the lady with a lot of arms, but not in the way you would expect.
Liberian, but white as snow. A natural born killer, even as a child.
That was a long...
This always looks to me like he has a bike tire just wrapped around his eye. Like, it doesn't really look like an eye patch. It just kind of looks like a piece of plastic.
Our own civil war in the 90s. So you see? Cut from the same cloth, you and I.
You don't know me.
I lost my whole family.
This is kind of like the, God, what were they called? There was that group of assassins in Metal Gear Solid 4, and you would, like, kill them, and then every time after you killed them, Drebin would call you and be like, here's the sad story about him. This is kind of like that, but before you kill her. I haven't read Jimmy Corrigan. I don't think so, at least. What are his best known works? Because maybe I have, and I just am bad at remembering author names.
My enemies fell like domino, one after another. Not once did I feel threatened. I was adrift, without challenge, without purpose. At times, I even envied my prey. At least they had a cause to die for. And then, I met him.
This is kind of a classic. It's not a Kojima game, but it's kind of a Kojima game in that all the camera shots are like, and the character has boobs.
His ideals gave my life meaning. Ideals.
Well, I've read Devil in the White City, but I don't think that's Jimmy Corrigan. I'll look him up, because obviously I love Chicago as my favorite city, and I love architecture, so, like, it's kind of a no-brainer.
And if I must kill to protect them, then so be it.
There he goes. Jack's getting mad.
It seems we have less in common than I thought.
I'll take that as a compliment.
If you would kill for your ideals, then surely you are ready to die for them.
I love this. Look at all the arms. I wish we got a DLC where we got to play as her. I bet that would be cool as hell. Kato, that's so nice. Thank you. Alright, boss music. Kicking off. This is one of the best tracks in the game. Go. Not a good start. So you've got to slice her kind of arm in a very precise place. And then you can disarm her, haha. I love how all the characters are just kind of like, they're just superheroes. Like, yeah, we can all jump 300 feet. It's not a big deal. Now it's like a 2D fighter. Oh. If this was hard or very hard, I would be super dead. But because it's... Or, if it was very hard or Revengeance. But because it's only hard, I'm doing fine. Like, it doesn't even matter. Oh, I'm not close enough. I missed cutting her staff. That was a mistake. Why? I can't reach her! How pathetic. He's just like swiping an inch away from her. Alright, next phase of the fight. Alright, I'm gonna turn it up again because the music gets really good around here. Ryan's a fucking Beyblade, dude. Alright, that is her really fucking dead.
Mister, report! Your vitals are dropping.
I lost.
I love how she's still talking. Like, that's her.
How they felt. Dying.
She's very dead.
You will never sit.
Je t'aime.
Ooh.
She's not talking to you.
She's not talking to you, idiot. Yeah, that was a good fight. So one of the things that I have done in this game is get like S rank every. Oh, I didn't mean to customize him. Oh, who wants to put a wig on him? Oh, they're just infinite wigs. They don't even look cool. We can't change his body. Gray Fox? Mariachi? We can play as Gray Fox for a level. Oh, this is a classic. This is, if you see memes from this game, often they are this.
So you got some kind of right?
There is no way I'm skipping the sombrero cutscene.
Conspicuous just walking the streets.
Relax, Kev. I'll blend right in.
He's such a fucking idiot.
Just get in.
I hope that they, like, I would love if it was a plot point that everyone was just like, oh my god, Raiden's such an idiot. Like, why?
Sure you want the
Why does he still do this?
I had the good doctor make some adjustments along with the repairs. Remote piloting and AI wiping have been disabled. So yeah, I say let's throw him a bone.
I like that he's got the dog in the back seat because that's where my dog sits when I drive her around. She doesn't have a chainsaw on her tail, but she is a very good dog anyway.
Let's go.
¿Tienes ese güey? ¿Un mariachi? ¿No? ¿Un cyborg? Ese es un güero.
Mariachi cyborg. He's so subtle. He blends right in.
Adios, amigos.
¿Viste? Claro, ¿eh?
Imagine if you saw that. Just like
Vamos, ya.
the highlight of your entire life, a cyborg climbing into a sewer, and before he went, he would say, adios, amigos.
It's right. I'm in the
Yo, Nestor, thank you so much.
Your mission's to investigate
That's amazing.
the Desperado-affiliated research center somewhere.
I'm so touched, and that
So I'm
Yep.
that's great. Do you have any questions or requests or anything?
First,
Black.
maybe just.
I will scout ahead. You will provide backup.
Oh, I'm not wearing the
Men's operation.
I'm not wearing the Gray Fox outfit. I thought I would be. Whatever.
Right. Unidentified UGs are patrolling the sewers. Exercise caution.
Alright, so we got some fights in the sewers. This is the first time we see these, like, big dudes. And they are, on, like, harder difficulties, they're really hard. Because they can shoot you, and they can just, like, knock the crap out of you. Hopefully here, we won't have too much of a...
Better take out that UG quick. Don't attract too much attention down there.
Yeah, that wasn't very hard. Right in half. I don't know, dude. I really like the counter. So the way the counter working... Excuse me. The way the counters work in this game is when you want to counter, you just attack in the direction of the enemy.
Use it to conceal your
And I get that that makes it feel kind of like... kind of button mashy. But I love it because it just feels so aggressive. You know, it's like you never stop attacking. And even when you're defending by attacking. And that just feels very, like, in character for Raiden. And so I really like the counter mechanic. But I totally get why people would want kind of a more deliberate one. He does Naruto run, basically. Naruto.
right. There is a boy in the sewers.
You also have, like, rockets, which... It's like, I almost never, ever use, but you do have them. There are a bunch of things in this hallway. I think it's best to just run down and trigger them all and then kill them all. Okay, this is not ideal. God damn it. Stop it. No damage. That... Look, I saw that fight. That was not an S-rank fight. Okay, so there's a boy in the sewer, and he's like, wow, Ryan, you're so cool. And then we fight these things. I do feel like I'm not getting to show off some of the coolest parts of the game because I am so, like, overpowered for this part. And I just didn't want to be dying a bunch when I was playing. But, like, normally, you have much longer fights against enemies than I'm having here. Yeah, sorry about the echo, guys. It's something that I can maybe fix in the future. I just need to, like, I don't know, put some blankets on the wall or something. Alright, are we good here? One of the things that I really like about this game, and it's especially clear in these kind of like sombrero scenes and other ridiculous parts, is it's like, it's kind of a Japanese version of American cool. You know, it's like Raiden is supposed to be an American guy, and we have like American senators and stuff later in the game. And so it's like
Georgetown.
George, like Georgetown. And so we get all these kind of things that it's like, you know, when you play an American-made game, like, the characters do not act cool. You know, it's like Nathan Drake is not the same kind of cool that Raiden is. And it's just like a really interesting cultural distinction to see this, like, outside look at America.
Activity ahead. It is possible they are conducting test operations while the lab is closed.
They're not gonna make it easy to get into that lab. There's some way you could sneak past.
There's the cardboard box, where we could be stealthing our way through this, but we're not going to, because fighting is more fun. Is that the lesson of this game? Honestly, it maybe is. Raiden learns at the end, he's like, I should use my sword for good. It's a very, like, after-school special lesson for a very M-rated game. Oh. So I'm using this big pincer claw thing, which is very strong and very slow. I mean, one of the amazing technical things about this game is, like, I just cut both this guy's arms off, and so he fights, like, without using his arms. Okay, that wasn't so amazing technically, but, like, the fact that all of the characters have actions when they're, like, partially or fully dismembered is really impressive. It's just, like, it's just a cool thing to notice.
Determine the approximate location of the lab based on the boy's information. It is marked on your Soliton radar.
Okay, so this is kind of a stealth segment. We can hide in the box. There. Invisible. No one can see him. Good morning. Wow, he did a lot of flips there. Excuse me for burping. What? These things are a pain in the butt to fight. Where'd it go? I just activated Ripper mode there, the kind of like kill everything mode, because I just don't enjoy fighting them that much. I think there's like a secret wall somewhere around here. I don't know. Speedrunners would know. Can we catch up with it? Yeah! There's a... Alright, come on. You can't counter the fire, and I always... That's why the fire is the most annoying attack in the game. It's cool. I'm streaming on like a Saturday morning, and I'm streaming a game that came out in 2013. Like, I do not fault people for not tuning into this. So, here's some idle chatter. Last night, I watched Ad Astra, the new movie where Brad Pitt is an astronaut, and I found it mediocre, not great, which I was very sad about because I love space movies, and I was really excited about this one. Where am I going here? And it just kind of didn't do anything for me. That sucks, because, like, good... Look, I love a Star Wars as much as everyone else, but, like, when there's a space movie where they're not shooting lasers, I get even more excited. And so I was really pumped about this one. But Brad Pitt just has this, like, spoken inner monologue the whole time, and it's very annoying to me, personally, in my humble opinion. Where am I supposed to... Aha!
So, a fake wall projector.
That's what it was.
Pretty well hidden, I gotta say.
Yeah, Contact is great. Well, okay, you say that, Neko, but I loved Contact. I loved Arrival. I really respected Interstellar, even though it, like, wasn't my favorite movie. Like, I like Gravity. You know, there are really good Hollywood space movies. This one just wasn't one of them. If y'all haven't read So the guy who wrote the short story that Arrival is based on is named Ted Chiang, and he's a short story author. He has lots of short stories, and they are so good. He is just an unbelievably talented writer. We are really just wrecking this thing's shit. The best space movies we've seen were all in the reality games. What are the reality games? Is this a joke that I'm not getting? I will say, as you probably know, space games are like my favorite things ever. Outer Wilds, easily my favorite game this year. I made a video about Space Engine, which is maybe not a game, but, like, I play as a game. I think it was inspired a lot by Contact. I'm sorry, also the chats are on a delay, you know that. But yeah, I just like optimistic space fiction. You know, I like... Maybe because I think so much about how we're all gonna die every day, that it's really nice to, like, read things Where it's like, you know, we're gonna be alright and we're gonna go to space. Dead Space 2 is the shit. Oh my god, I love that game. I've never played Elite Dangerous, and I would like to, but it was always kind of intimidating for me to get into, because it just seems like there's so much to learn. But I mean, I have VR, and so being able to play Elite Dangerous in VR seems incredible. Oh, there's a part coming up where you play as one of those little robots.
Wait, you said earlier. Yeah. We've got any just true. I bet.
Do we need everyone talking here? Okay. Here we go. I have not played Slime Rancher. I will try to at one point. Alright, so now we're this little dude. And we can jump on dudes and shock them.
These guys are pretty jumpy now. Any funny business, and they might just open fire.
This is such a goofy part of the game.
From behind. Then an electric shock should knock them unconscious.
Oh. Turn around, dude. At the end of this section, there's a thing where the robot plugs in the USB the wrong way. And I love it. Let's see.
That terminal is most likely
Here we go. Watch the USB.
Into the UGs. Let's try using it to access the lab server.
Even robots bad at USBs.
Titan, I found in one right.
Alright, so we've got more stuff. There's this whole plot line about how they're raising brains in cages, and they're gonna be child soldiers. You know, the classic Metal Gear beats. Dude, I am embarrassed to admit that I haven't played Prey 2017, because I know how much people love that game. And I'm on a podcast called Kane and Rince, and like, they just did an issue on Prey, and everyone talked about how much they loved it. Like, there are just too many games, you know? Like, I want to play Prey 2017 more than just about anything. And one day, I will. Where am I going here? Oh, we got kind of a boss coming up here.
What?
Maybe.
No, you think?
I don't know.
Thanks.
This boss won't be very hard for us, but especially in like Revengeance difficulty on the hardest mode, it is an absolute monster.
Bastard is blocking the way. Push that thing back.
It just keeps smacking me. The Transformer! Oh. So on the higher difficulties, there are 2 of these that you fight simultaneously, and it is rough. Oh, they're playing Rules of Nature again. I didn't even notice. See, you don't notice because it's not nearly as coordinated to the music in this scene. It makes such a big difference. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've made a video about Edith Finch, actually. One of my earliest videos. So, the audio on it is not great, but it's one of my more... I like all my videos, but I really like the Edith Finch script. Edith Finch, the video, I didn't talk about architecture in that video, but like, oh my god, that house design. Oops. I remember being absolutely just like stunned when I walked into the Edith Finch house, because it's just like, it's so lived in. Like, it feels so genuine, and just seeing like the dishes piled up and all the books and everything. What an amazing house. I love, as you probably know, I love houses in games.
So what could undo it? Right.
Alright, so we got the kids with their brains being thrown in jars.
Shit.
Brian, come on. This is so funny. I literally don't remember the scene. I skip the cutscenes so much in this game.
You've heard of chloroform? A potent anesthetic in smaller doses. But breathe too much of it?
Like, I had no idea this guy was in the game.
Break that glass, and I'll blow his brains out.
I'm really excited about Death Stranding, honestly. I mean, like, I love, you know, I like architecture, and in video games, everything is architecture, and so, like, that kind of world design appeals so much to me. And I've also spent, like, a good amount of time hiking in, like, the Highlands of Scotland and stuff, and so, and that's what it looks like to me. And so I'm super excited for, like, a hiking, walking simulator, you know? I think that, I think that, I probably won't actually care about the story that much of Death Stranding, because I've never been really touched by, like, a Kojima story, but I'm really excited for just the moment-to-moment of, like, what it's like to explore this, like, beautiful world. Yeah, Firewatch is great. Firewatch, like, made me want to go and do more hiking. Oh, we're fighting cops. Finally. And it's like, I'm pretty sure we're in, like, Colorado or something here. Oh, also now we're Gray Fox. Y'all, if you haven't done Google Earth in VR, that is, like, one of the most incredible experiences. Well, we already fought Mistral, right? So, so Monsoon is up. Oh. Yeah, I think Firewatch is a great game for people who have, like, never played games before. You know, because it's not like the input is complex or whatever. But it's just so pretty. I mean, there's a reason that, like, millions of people have, like, Firewatch wallpapers, you know, years after that game came out. Oh, sorry I missed that one. Working as a ranger in Yosemite seems like it's like, you know, maybe you would really not like Firewatch because it's like being a lawyer and watching lawyers on TV or whatever. So that's awesome that she appreciated it.
Right. What's your status?
They look, company
Right.
board. They'll be. We can. You. I.
So you
Just
doctor.
You.
And your
there. Rose.
You do. They.
Yeah.
Well, no. I'll do. I don't.
Lots of talking that I'm not listening to. Cows coming through the window! Oops. I think it would be a really interesting thing to, like, somehow survey what games people used as, like, desktops or phone backgrounds. Because, I mean, it's, like, it's just aesthetic, but I still think it would, like, say a lot about the game and the people. My phone wallpaper right now is Outer Wilds, because it just, like, works so perfectly for that. Oh. We got more cops with rocket launchers. We just sliced a grenade in half there. I don't know if people saw it, but I feel pretty cool about that one. So, what we have to do in this level is we go up to the roof, and then we go down through some sewers, and then we get sad about killing people for a while, and then we kill a magnet boy. Look, everyone, this is Colorado, I think. Something like that. Oh man, I always fuck up this jump. Let's see if I can not die jumping off this crane. Okay. That seems fine. Actually, Orange County, Durham, North Carolina. I should have been more clear. It's the closest one to where I live, and so I always like to give locally. Oh yeah, we'll watch the Jack the Ripper cutscene for sure. Okay, here, now we've got a new enemy type. He's got a hammer. Oh, ow. I will say, even though I do love the music for all the bosses, it is hard when just like the normal fight scene for a game, or the fight theme for a game has lyrics. They really kind of wear on me, because it's like, you enter and exit fights so fast. Oh, hello, General Kenobi. You enter and exit fights so fast that you just hear the beginning of the song like a million times. Let me go! Let me in!
Good, Raiden. Very good.
Tried to hit the bird, didn't hit the bird. God, we got that guy pretty good.
You cannot proceed any further via the rooftop.
Alright, yes, we're jumping down.
Road underground. The elevator ahead will take you to it.
Spin down the elevator shaft! Beyblade! He's fine. Don't worry about him, it's fine.
Yeah.
Let's see, what is the night vision button? There we go. Night vision really does not help very much.
I still have not noticed you. Do not explode.
Oh, actually, you just can't have it while you're running. That's... I was like, wow, I can't see anything. Oh, there's a big boy right there. Can we sneak kill him? No, we can't. Stupid. Oh, wow. Out of the darkness. Alright, I'm getting wrecked. Let me out. Okay, where's the... Oh, there's the other guy. It's like, where's his friend? Alright, we'll see if we can not alert him, who somehow didn't hear us through all of that. Ah! We've got all these little leg boys. I know I was meant to stealth that section. You're meant to stealth a lot of sections that I just don't have time for. That is a great sentence all around, soft cubes. Feed guinea pigs, Raiden spinning down a shaft. Pretty sure there's fan art of Raiden spinning down a shaft, if you know what I mean. I'm sorry.
Right. It would appear you're only you will secure about proceed. Those do not
Sure.
Right.
Remind.
Right. You have almost reached World Marshal headquarters.
Oh. Okay, so this is an interesting section where there's a big, like, boss on the bridge above us. And so we're actually gonna not cut down that bridge so we don't have to fight the bosses the same time as these guys. It's an interesting little, just like, micro strategy for one encounter, but I like that it has stuff like that. Okay, and now we cut it down. I'm not gonna do a video about this game, probably. Although I might, like, fit it into some game, or some video. It's not really a thinker for me. It's just, like, a great game that I like a lot.
Enemy ahead, Raiden. Avoid fighting if you can.
This part says avoid fighting if you can, and I literally, like... Well, can we avoid it like this? Aha! I spoke too soon. This part, I don't know how you're supposed to avoid. Unless... No. Oh. Alright, I'm actually getting beat up here. I like this game, though, because you can go from, like, 0 to 100% instantly. Because cutting out a dude's spine just gives you all the health again. It's not like you get part of your health back. Like, it's back to 100% health and energy. Alright, we are close to the Rain Boy. Oh, here's Sam. And he's like, hey, haven't you thought about how many people you've killed, buddy?
Jetstream Sam.
Now, we won't get to see some of Raiden's pained facial expressions because I'm playing with the Gray Fox costume, so that's my bad. But a lot of the cutscenes are pre-rendered, so we will see those. Look how he stands. Look, he's like... it's his, like, chest and crotch out stance. It's a real Chad move by Raiden. Okay, so... we are gonna skip this scene. So now we're hearing the internal monologues of these police officers. I don't know if y'all will be able to hear it, but they're just like, I have a wife and kids at home. And we're supposed to feel bad about killing them after killing literally like hundreds of dudes over the past hour and a half. Doing some kicks, doing some slices. That's it. Gray Fox's crotch armor is like, it's like extra armored. It's really protected. Okay, so now Raiden is sad, and so he can't fight, and we have to avoid fighting. And And we're just gonna walk slowly around this car. He does. Look, if you want to be a powerful man in this day and age, you've got to stand fully extended. Alright, we've successfully snuck around. Well, more or less. And then we'll have to fight some guys, but we won't be good at it. And then we'll fight a big magnet. Alright, here we go. Look at him, he's just so sad. He's holding his head in his hand. Alright. He's sad, but don't worry, everyone. He can still fight. Yeah, a lot of this game is, like, I appreciate how quickly you can go through it if you know what you're doing. And this part is not that. This part still takes a long time to get through. Oh, here's Sam.
Not so black and white now, is it? Is your cause just? Or is that just what you tell yourself?
I'm going to turn on subtitles here because there's some, oh god, where would subtitles even be? Captions. There is some really golden dialogue in this coming scene. Like that, fuck you.
How pleased you are to chop away, Jack the Ripper. My name is Monsoon, of the Winds of Destruction.
Yeah. I guessed as much.
He guessed his name was Monsoon. This guy is really cool. Yeah, I guess I've never seen a guy do that with magnets.
Feasting on the inside.
Sam is such a just like, whatever kind of dude.
Loss of life when it suits your convenience. So tell me, who saves the weak from the man who saves the weak?
It's a pretty good line.
You're the ones exploiting them. You take advantage of their weakness. Of course they get hurt when you set them up as your human shield.
Kill or be killed, Jack. Phnom Penh taught me that.
We all know Phnom Penh.
Yes.
Okay, here is the truly legendary dialogue, which will be quiet, so I'll highlight it when it comes up. Because he talks about memes in this scene. Like, he talks about memes a lot.
Controlled by something greater.
Memes, the DNA of the soul. He gets it.
They are the culture. They are everything we pass on. Expose someone to anger long enough, hate. They become a carrier.
I like this scene because it looks like Raiden is wearing, like, red and blue 3D glasses.
How about throwing a shit? Is
Is there a cat in this scene? Oh my gosh!
Rain falls.
Look at the cat! I've never seen that before.
Sam tells me you see your weapon as a tool. Something that saves lives. A means of
Goodbye, cat.
Now there's a pretty meme.
That's so funny.
Exquisite.
Now there's a pretty meme.
Of all the lives you've taken, absolved you of guilt when you enjoy it.
Okay, here we go. Here's the big cutscene we've all been waiting for.
That is until the illusion was broken. Don't be ashamed. It's only nature running its course. You have no choices to make, nothing to answer for. You can die with a clear conscience.
That was a really good lick
About
of the lips.
I knew something was off. After the Patriots, I thought I could walk off the battlefield and into a normal life. But here I am, surrounded by death, arguing philosophy with terrorists.
That's how I feel on Twitter.
Myself, this was about justice.
Surrounded by death, arguing about philosophy with terrorists.
Then you admit it.
I learned young that killing your enemies felt good. Really good. In America,
Check out the RTX going on these
my
tiles.
family. They helped me forget the devil
Not really.
inside.
This game is
But who am I kidding?
6 years old.
I was born to kill.
Yeah.
The bit about my sword, that means of justice stuff, I guess I needed something to keep the Ripper in check when I was knee-deep in bodies.
You?
But you, all this, is a wake-up call to what I really believe, what I really am.
Here we go.
Say,
He's a street killer.
Jack is back. Doctor, turn off my pain inhibitors.
Turn off my pain inhibitors. What a sentence.
Do it!
All right.
Pain. This is why I fight.
Honestly, it's incredible that Kojima wasn't that involved in this game, because this is just such a fucking, like, Kojima-ass scene.
This is my normal. My nature.
There we go.
lost your mind.
Ultimate edgelord Jack the Ripper. Take these legs. I don't want them.
Who's next?
I'll take this dance. No, Sam. Report back to the chief. He's mine.
Alright.
You're the boss. I misjudged you. You are like us after all.
Now you're just being nasty.
It's so melodramatic.
Want to know how I got it? Actually, why don't I give you a demonstration?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows why you got it, dude.
I think it's time for Jack to let her rip.
Alright, and now we go into this fucking Dragon Force shit. This actually is. I'm making fun of it, but this is such a hype fight. This is absolutely a bad anime, but also an amazing anime. Left-hand rule is something... It's just like some rule about magnets, I'm pretty sure. Also, look at the rain in this scene, like when you kind of go into the blade mode. Okay, so now he's doing this thing, where he doesn't let us hit him. Oh. Here's what we're gonna do. Electromagnetic grenades will mess him up, I think. Okay, where'd his head go? There it is. Look at this, he's just throwing tanks at us. Don't you hate it when a guy uses nature's force to throw 14 helicopters at you? Truly my least favorite thing. Okay. Alright. Okay, if that wasn't enough... In this scene, I have to ask, how long is his sword? Deflect the hand! Oh. Oh, I didn't even notice, but, like, this is when the lyrics come in. Oh, I missed him with a grenade! Shoot! Uh-oh. I mean, I have a bunch of health kits, but still. I'm just gonna make sure that my med pack is selected. Yes, it is. Dude, hyperbolic magnetism is in Beat Saber. It's not this song, but like, it would be awesome if it was. Alright, let's go. Look at the rain. Like, that's so cool. Just these, like, individual droplets of water. Alright, come on, dude. Let's finish this. Oh, I can't hit him. shoot, I'm missing his head. Oh, okay, I think this is the end. Alright, here we go. If there isn't ever an X-Men game and you fought Magneto, it should just be exactly this fight. Like, no changes. He talks about memes and then you kill him. $441 parts. Incredible. Oh, man. Alright, well, I think that's gonna do it for today's stream. I really appreciate everyone who stuck around here, especially y'all that have been here, like, the whole time. It means so much to me. I really like doing these Saturday streams, and also thank you to the couple people who donated. I'm gonna send that to the Orange County Rape Crisis Center, and that's amazing. So yeah, everyone have a good Saturday. I hope you had as good of a time as I did doing this.